Good evening, everyone. Ads here from Unity Trading Group. Welcome to your Wednesday night update. Good to be back in front of the screen. Of course, before we begin, hit that like button, tap the subscribe button if you can, and of course, tick the little bell to stay updated on all of our content that's coming out soon. Well, BTC, where are we at? Where have we been? Where are we going? So yesterday we spoke about this level of demand here at around the $54,000 mark for Bitcoin. We spoke about yesterday how I observed this level being eaten up slowly, bit by bit, and of course that's continued. Well, today it has continued, but we've had a significant development, as in we have moved up and we are moving back towards the mean at 56 or 57k. Now, don't get me wrong. This is something we were speaking about yesterday as being a scenario as to what could go on for a bounce, because we can't expect downwards movements or downward cycles to occur, after one after the other. You're not going to have something along the lines of that occurring. It's sort of going to be down, up, retest, and then of course continue to the downside. That was really the play that I was looking for yesterday when we were looking at BTC. So I'm not really concerned about picking up BTC at 54. I'm more concerned about us breaking past the mean and of course making higher highs and continuing back up to the 60k mark. That would be more concerning for people that were looking for more bearish scenarios for BTC. Is it still bearish in the immediate term on the lower time frames? It looks like it. It looks like we are going to get a retest to that 57, but this is BTC. It is crypto. It can change very quickly. So if we do move past it and close with some force, of course, we'll be looking for upside momentum and upside targets at 60k. That's the top there, that level of supply. So look, we need to observe a little bit of relief, and that's what we're observing now. 57k is going to be the area that I'm looking for. Of course, we do have a level of supply that I'm looking at in this area, which would be around here at 56,900 to around 57,800. So that would be the area that I'm looking for in the way of a dead cat or a movement for a lower high scenario. If we're looking on a lower time frame, you can really see it come to fruition where we are moving towards the top band of the steamroller indicator. You can see there we are moving towards that upper level. So it could be that we see some resistance at this point. It even could be a little bit higher than we're observing here if we're looking on a 1 hour time frame. It could be a little bit higher around that 57.5 before we see any sort of reaction towards a downwards momentum or downwards movement. If we are moving through this and closing above it, of course, like I said before, we'll be looking for movements to the upside because that invalidates that movement for BTC. But we'll take it one step at a time, shall we? So moving one step at a time, we are waiting for this 57 or 58k mark to really hold the price up for now. And we'll see where we go from here. Of course, we'll probably revisit this tomorrow and Friday to see where we're at for BTC. Moving on, anyway, we'll have a look at ETH USD. ETH not having the bounce that BTC is enjoying currently, and it could be that we are observing low volume. So we'll bring up the volume indicator that we've got here. Where is it? There we are. So that's the reason. We're seeing a much lower volume scenario for Ethereum than we are for Bitcoin. So it is showing on the price action. We haven't made a higher high in the way of our price action for Ethereum currently. And if we do, that area at 1760, that low level of supply, that low quality supply would be the area that I'm looking for. But I'm not holding my breath. We are still below the 50 RSI for ETH. And of course, we haven't made any new higher highs on a lower time frame. And I'm talking about the 1 hour, where you can see we haven't really made ground above the previous structure yet. So that could happen tonight with some volume entering the market, but not, like I said, not holding my breath. We'll see how we go. If we do move to the upside for ETH, I'd be looking around 1760. And of course, I would be using the lower level at 1560, of course, to gauge our lower demand levels, of course. If we're looking lower for Ethereum, and that really needs to break through this level of demand that we're seeing on Ethereum as well, which we have respected quite nicely so far. So keeping that in mind for ETH. Okay, ADA USDT. same scenario for ADA, nothing much in terms of movement, nothing much in terms of going up or going down. We have just been moving to the right hand side along the 78.6 or 1.10 area for ADA. So nothing much to say here, that we are just moving in the same relation as Ethereum. If we do move to the upside, the 61.8 or the 118 area would be the area that I'm looking for ADA. But in any case, our higher quality levels are just below us at the 88.6 at 105. So looking forward to that for ADA. Next one I have a look at tonight is USDT, something that I look at quite often in my own time, and you can see that I've charted this more than once. So I've got a level of demand here that's been drawn in for quite some time now. I think we drew this in a little while ago, maybe a week or two, but we did respect it one time, and of course we've respected it now perfectly a second time. We are getting near our swing low area for our steamroller indicator, so it could come to fruition that we do roll up for DOT, and it could see the area of about $37 again. Between that swing, it's a 10% move, roughly 10-11% between those two levels. And if I'm to get rid of the zone in terms of the upper level, I'd be looking for that zone there at 39, about 39.3, 39.5 for DOT. I think that would be the most appropriate two levels to look for currently. And if BTC does get dragged down, if we do have a rejection over the next little bit, I would expect the USDT pairs to continue towards the downside or hold their ground at the most relevant levels of demand. So we'll see where DOT ends up over the next little bit. BTC Dominance chart, something that we look at every now and again, but we've just been moving to the right hand side on a daily. However, on a 4-hour time frame, we are having a little bit of a bounce, seeing that we just fell short of our level of demand down the bottom here. But the sporadic movements, so we'll turn on Gravy Train and see where we're at. So there we go. Gravy Train is going to give us a little bit of a hidden level of supply, hidden level of resistance. Excuse me, eating my words there. Hidden level of resistance, so you can see the correlation between our support level previously and now a resistance level for Gravy Train. So Gravy Train's fantastic for this. You can look for levels that correlate to the left-hand side and just above the current price action to really see where we could go. And if we do break above it, it'll change the direction of the cloud, and of course we'll be looking for more upside momentum or upside targets. That could be, here for example, or even up the top here. You see levels, hidden levels of resistance and support on the Gravy Train indicator. You can of course find Gravy Train down below in the description. It is a lifesaver, and it is fantastic in the way that it does draw up these levels of support or resistance. But 61.5 is the area that I'm looking more towards for our area in terms of the BTC Dominance, and you can see how we've been respected on the clouds previous in terms of resistance and support. So this is not something to gawk at. We do need to keep an eye on this, and we are moving to the upside now. So we can probably see some of the BTC pairs there's a lot of BTC pairs, of course, like BNB, ADA, and of course a few other ones on the chart here, even Theta, that I've been seeing thrown around the Discord as well. So those pairs getting that nice injection of volume that we're seeing being printed on the BTC Dominance chart currently. Next one I'll look at is XRP USD. Not much to talk about. There's a lot happening on this chart, to be honest. Let me clean it up before we talk a little bit more about it. So get rid of that one. I'll keep these on there. Okay, so we've got Gravy Train showing us our level of support or even level of demand that we're observing for XRP. We are just fluffing around this 00 level of fib. So let's draw the actual swing load high, and we can see the 23 is being respected currently. We were respected once before on the 38. But if I'm to see anything come to fruition tonight in the way of the BTC or even Ethereum charts, we'll be looking towards that level of demand at 50 fibs. And of course, our Gravy Train support level, the cloud level, is going to give us a little bit more indication on that level as well. So giving a nice confluence between these couple of indicators. And of course, we've got Steamroller just rolling off the overbought area as well, pointing to the downside. Last but not least, the DXY is something we look at quite regularly. Of course, this is a regulated market, not financial advice at all, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG here. So we did reach that level of supply up the top here at 92.6. I'm very happy to say the TA has worked beautifully, and of course Gravy Train giving us that confidence that when we did turn green and retest that level, of course we did move to the upside. So Gravy Train doing its job nicely there, but we are reaching a critical point now. And what I mean by that is, if I turn Gravy Train off so we can see a little better, this is a significant pivot point in my opinion. We did have a pivot point here and that pushed us to the downside. So this level is going to be interesting. Why I say that is because we've been rejected twice. Once here in the left-hand side, the 9th of March, and of course we are observing that now. And the wick that we've really looked at now, so we've been wicked in, pushed straight out, and we're about to get a close significantly underneath this level. So if that's the case, and this is a double top event, then it will end up, in my opinion, of course, down here at around that 91.9 area. So, a lot needs to happen between now and then. We need to see some volume getting injected into this market tonight to really give us more of an idea on which direction we're going to go. But if I'm to observe anything, just by the look of this candle, currently it's not looking great. There's still an hour and 30 minutes to go, pretty much exactly. So we'll observe this again tomorrow night and see where we're going. If I'm to draw in a path, right now I'd be looking for something along the lines of possibly that, but we'll have to see what comes to light tonight. I'm Mads from UTG. Thank you all for joining me. It has been 12 minutes. Thank you all for getting this far in the video. Of course, thank you all to those who have subscribed over the last 12 months. It has helped us out immensely. To those who have jumped on Gravy Train, thank you all. We've got more content coming through. Of course, me and Ty live busy lives as well, so we do appreciate all your support as well for that. Join the Discord down below, the link's down below. Join Gravy Train down below as well. We usually continue the conversation in Discord. You can ask whatever questions you like in there. The strongest community of traders we've ever seen in the Discord currently. So, join the conversation. It's a fantastic group. Thank you all again. I'm Mads from UTG, and we'll see you tomorrow.